All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Callcast. I'm your casting host, Beef, and we're here for 2013 Day Number 3 Championship Monday, whatever you want to call it. All that you need to know right now is we're down to 6 teams, and we're in the losers bracket round of 4. sGeu taking on Impunity in this elimination matchup, best of 3. 2 games lost, and one of these 2 teams will be done. Once again, I'm your casting host, Beef, and with me is Sender. Sender, I think we got a hell of a match on our hands.
Yeah, Beef, I would have to agree with you. Impunity brought it back yesterday, and I'm expecting for them to make a really great showing today. And already getting into the draft, Minus is bringing it hard. He locked the Flux Engineer, and if he can get his hands on those 2 heroes, look for the big plays, man.
Oh, absolutely. The Tempest is locked in there as well, so already 3 parts of a wombo combo in just the first 3 locks, and I'm loving that one. Taking a look also there at the blind bands, the Keeper of the Forest, Ophelia were blind banned out, along with Parasite and Wild Soul. So SG really respecting that Impunity does play a pretty good Wild Soul. We saw it from Kindler yesterday that he definitely knows how to play that Suicide hero.
Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, in the international scene, Wild Soul's more of a forgotten hero, still very powerful in his own right, and sGeu respecting that in this match.
Yeah, so gonna eliminate a lot of jungles in that blind banning phase. But Tempest slips in. Deadwood, Rally, and Torture gonna round out this lock pool. So 3 wombo combo type heroes. And then you got your couple initiators, strength, stunners, and then at the end, the Torture. Versatile, gonna be running either support or in that farming role, the number 1 or 2 slot. And definitely love seeing that here on the lock pool. But I don't know. What do you think about this lock pool overall?
I really like how Minus has set up this draft. He's put Impunity in a position where they have to first pick Engineer or Flux, so they don't hand away the Engie Flux combo, but in that exchange, he gets Tempest and Rally, which are 2 amazing heroes. Or he can, or they take the Tempest, which is the only jungler probably going to be in the pool and in the picking phase, and then they give away Engineer Flux, one of the strongest combos in the game and the strongest support in the game. So no matter... most likely, sGeu is going to come out ahead in this drafting phase, at least from my early predictions.
Yeah, a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation here. As Impunity is drafting with Miss Air. I know Kiddo was in the drafting spot for the first couple of days. Yesterday, he actually rotated into that 3rd spot here and let Miss Air take over. And when we did see him in the second match, the best of 3, so... definitely changing things up a little bit here for Impunity. But taking a look as the bands come out now, we do have Moon Queen, Fade, Lodestone, and Pebbles. So getting rid of some of those stronger melee heroes. And definitely some of the initiators and carries as well going to be taken out.
Yeah, I'm not... For some reason, Minuts wants to ban the melee initiators out. There are 2 in the lock pool. Maybe he's trying to make it put more pressure on Impunity about if you want to steal some combo, you might not get the stunner you want because you might. Actually, I'm not sure, but he wants to ban out the stunners, and Impunity brings back the Lodestone ban, which is a very powerful hero, and then just some carry bans probably targeted Haxorn.
Yeah, definitely those carries, something that Haxorn is extremely comfortable with. Master of Arms rounds out the lock pool here. So out of the heroes that are left, some top picks that are still available, you got something like Monkey King, Scout, Magnus that are all available here. And then, of course, you have Aluna, Glacius, definitely top tier support type heroes. But what do you expect to see out of Impunity first? What are your thoughts?
I mean... what do you... I don't really recall what Impunity's go-to heroes are. I mean, they've seen some Miraxis play. They go with the bubbles. There really isn't too many heroes that are that high priority left in the pool. Maybe a Scout, but Impunity's not really that famous for it. Maybe Sandwraith, a kind of a favorite from sGeu, and even from the Southeast Asian teams. So, but the bubbles is a fine pick. There aren't too many high power levels heroes left in the pool.
And how about that? Pharaoh going to be coming out here for stayGreen. That, of course, is going to do well against melee carries. So saying hey, if you are going to try to go for a Predator right now, we might be able to counter you in that fashion. Sandwraith does all right against Predator, and we actually do see the right click here from from Haxorn for sGeu. It's possible that Impunity might try to steal that, but we'll have to see. Pharaoh Luna, though.
So they do have these two long-range nukers, but I might have preferred the Pyromancer just because if they pick a versatile hero that can play the carry role and the support role, it gives them a big lead in this lock picking phase. But it looks like they want to set up for the Sandwraith pick. The Predator pick is pretty strong here, but if you're a really excellent Pharaoh player, you can kind of be obnoxious to a Predator, especially when you get the barbed armor up.
Ooh. How about that? I mean, we thought that Sandwraith might have been the option there. Instead, it's going to be the Magebane. And we saw this matchup yesterday in our last game of the day between Kung Fu Gaming and Impunity, where KFG was actually running the Predator and Impunity was on the other side with the Magebane pickup. In the end, the hyper-farmed Magebane was able to win, but it wasn't in heads-up fights.
It was a team effort.
Exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't like Magebane versus Predator. I would have to give the edge to Predator. Oh. Okay, maybe that changes a little bit difference with that team fight you had. But, the Legion team did pass up on Empath. They decided to go Glacius over the Empath, and on one hand, you do get the huge AoE for the Tempest combination with that Glacius does offer, but, the Empath really could steroid the Predator. It pretty much adds another item to the hero.
And there's the rally going to be swapped over to Kiddo here. And we saw him back on Orange Esports that Kiddo is a very, very good rally player. It was actually one of the first times that I saw a shrunken head built on rally. Prior to that, people were really not digging the shrunken head. And now it has become somewhat of a standard pickup on rally. But Kiddo definitely going to play that hero well. This Flux NG combo, I am so looking forward to this. Sender, here we go.
Now we're going
Summer
into it.
2013, day number 3, Championship Monday. We got it right here. 2 series coming up today. Let's get it started.
So, starting with the lanes, this Hellborn team and the sGeu have a very deadly middle lane. I think they could Glacius rally mid, but maybe it would be a better decision just to put the Glacius bottom, babysit the Predator, get 100% free farm, keep the Pharaoh level 1. They have no deny mechanic, they have no lane manipulation. Rally would probably get full EXP mid, maybe even get like 200 gold per minute. It is a rally. If you pull him regen, he could do fairly well in a 2v1 lane.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. If they are able to send that rally mid, I would think that's going to be their best lane setup. Now, on SG's side, they have that Pharaoh, of course, and he has gone this Blightstones, 1 set of regen with the Minor Totems. No shield, though, so he could take a ton of damage. He's probably going to buy that shield pretty early down there. Is that what I'm reading?
I think this is an anti-Predator build, because he wants to go the fast bottle, and he does not really want a shield versus a melee hero, but it's kind of odd. It doesn't really help you to get last hits, but Predator can right-click him, but his thought process is, I just want to get my bottle, bring control, and try to do that. And you see both teams with counter wards. Glacius wants to counter ward the pull, and you have Minus as the captain of sGeu. He wants to mess with the Tempest jungle just a little bit.
Yeah, that Tempest, you cannot let that hero get out of control. And we do have 5 players making their way down here.
Are they tri-laning? So look at the Magebane build. That's 2 set pooled regen. If they were running double dual lanes, that's not what they would be running. This might be a solo Pharaoh mid, an aggressive tri-lane, and a Magebane in the short lane.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking when I was bringing up the Pharaoh build there, is that they were going to try to put him squared off against Rally in the middle lane, hoping that Rally would be solo, and then forcing the aggro tri-lane bottom up against the Predator to try to shut down that farm. And that could be the possibility here. It's certainly looking that way, and I've seen this out of sGeu before when they do want to mana up and use this Flux, because Flux's laning presence is extremely strong.
Well, it's not even it's the Flux, it's that they have a tri-lane versus a dual lane, and then you have a Tempest that's going to be shut down, so he's going to be forced to go to the opposing jungle. And so it'll be a 3v2 situation. Then you have heroes like Engineer or Luna, which are some of the strongest tri-lane supports in terms of harassment and kill potential.
Yeah, so
And
Predator
even
could
the
have a bad
Flux.
time. And where could he rotate? Could he go into the suicide lane?
They have to put a mid and put the rally bottom. They have to adjust within like 30 seconds, but if they really have to adjust right now, they have to recognize this and do something about it because this Tempest is going to have no impact in this bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely not. By the time that he does work on this small camp and then make it over to the medium camp, he's going to be pretty far behind. He'll have to rotate. And all right, let's see how Impunity chooses to respond to this. So far, Lady Ricardo is just going to hang out here in the bottom lane and soak up experience. And Miss Air is not making any motions to move. Is going to try to zone Pharaoh in the middle lane, but already Zai hitting level 2, able to get some CS with his hatchet and the rocket spam. Tempest is going to stay in this jungle, and a pause is going to be called. They even stacked this. Oh, man. Who stacked that? Was it the Tempest or the Aluna that stacked it?
He probably stacked. I'm pretty sure the Tempest stacked it on purpose. You can farm it. It just takes a little bit of micro. It's actually what you want to do in this position. You only have 2 camps to farm. However, the elementals are going to get killed by Aluna.
Yeah, exactly. The support's coming in there, leaving Flux to 1v1 with Predator, and this is definitely a matchup that Flux can do all right in at the lower levels, come into lane with a lot of plus stats. He'll be able to put out harass and still try to contend with CS on the Pred. And looks like we are going to be ready here in just a second. And
I'm not sure if it's a
top. What the hell?
Yeah, no, this is one of the reactions you can do. You can force the mage being out of lane with some ganking, maybe kill him, but unlikely to kill him just because he has so much regen. And so they recognize that the bottom lane is lost. What they need to do now is put Predator mid, have the rally suicide versus the 3 heroes, and then Predator will try to recover in the middle lane while Glacius roams between 2 lanes with Tempest farming. Can't use hatchet. Okay. At first I thought it was a strategy pause. Now it turns out to be more of a, I don't know, some bug, I suppose.
That would be a little bit unfortunate. Minuts is trolling here.
Was he? What? What's going on? Is he trolling or is that a thing?
I don't know. Lady Ricardo.
I think he's trolling.
Trying to reconnect. Probably going to restart the game. Might have to call an admin over and verify that there is some kind of a bug going on. In which case, I don't know. We might have some kind of a weird decision coming up. But right now, we will just hope for the best and hope that this hatchet bug fixes itself. But moving up into that top lane, like you said, to try to shut down Mage Main, is it possible that we'll see the Predator actually TP up there to join Glacius in the long lane?
That is another reaction they could do. They could have Predator TP top, Bubbles go bottom. There's a few things they can do here. It's just they need to put the Predator in the lane to farm. Predator does not farm. I mean, Predator and Mage Main are kind of the same. They have slow starts. They don't have really AoE. They kill creeps. Predator has to get his Midas to take off, whereas Mage needs to get his Rune Cleaver. And if one team can shut down the other's carry while their carry is having a good start, that'll put them in a huge advantage at the early stages of the game.
Yeah, so it's going to be very reliant on who gets the better start between Lady Ricardo and Haxerin. And Hax should have a pretty good time with all that stacked regen up top. Already going to be able to buy maybe an Iron Shield here pretty soon. I would expect that would likely be his first item with all this regen and then go into something like a Life Tube. But we'll have to see. Talking about what's going on today, though, guys. Right here on Coldcast, we're going to bring you 2 best-of-3 series. The Losers Bracket Round of 4 that you're watching right now, followed by the Losers Bracket Round of 2. So the winner of this game and the game that's going on at Honcast right now, which is VDT versus Myth S2Y. So the winner of these 2 matches will meet up right here on Honcast. That's scheduled to start in 3 hours.
We're getting back into the game in a few seconds, so this will be underway.
There we go. So glad to have
look
that
at the Tempest. This could be a lot of gold going to Aluna right here.
Yeah, Aluna and Engineer definitely going to pick up some of these. The Elemental Replicates, 2 going to be killed by Aluna so far. Engineer picks 1 up as well. And Shuyu will immediately rotate. And looks like they will pick up 5 out of the 6 possible Elemental Replicates there. So not bad.
So, in this top lane, I might prefer for Glacius to just zone out the Mage Bean. However, Mage Bean does have a lot of regen, so he probably would just hit him a lot. So it's just, if he could give Bubble solo XP, that'd be a lot more favorable for them.
Oh, bottom lane. Look at this Predator. Lady Ricardo's actually gonna die right here. Engineer with the keg brings home the Bloodlust. And Limp, like I said, showing the power of that Flux in lane, using the Magnetic Surge and Discharge, and just saying, Predator, there's no way you can fight me when you're only level 2.
Nicely done by them, and Minets recognized that Tempest was swapping woods. He decided to go swap to his woods and, mess with the Tempest just a little bit. And he did force him out after killing one camp.
And I wouldn't even say that they recognized it. Shiyu's pathing actually took him straight down the middle of the river, literally within 200 units of Pharaoh. Walked right up the opposing team's mid ramp. Minets is being forced out of the jungle now with the Glacius and Tempest kind of teaming up on him. But middle lane, Rally has to be careful. The Compel is going to be used here. And there's Engineer. Rally is out of position. Cat going to be used. There's a sidestep. The turret going to slow him down a bit. I don't think they're going to have the damage yet. Unfortunately, the spell is just not connecting well enough from Engineer. And Rally will live.
And so with this Predator versus this Flux in the short lane, huge advantage to the Flux. He had a good start, and it's a Flux versus a Predator 1v1. It's a great matchup for him. Maybe the Glacius will swap back bottom, but a little bit of action, but just a little harassment.
Yeah, Limp really playing this well. I mean, Minets plays a lot of Flux for this team, but Limp going to be on it this time, and he's just running Predator down. In this 1v1 matchup, the Suicide Flux is definitely the dominant factor without any other support, and just getting a good start.
So Mage Bane in this top lane, he had a rough start with Glacius swapping up there, but he did get the Iron Shield, so he should pull out ahead in the lane now pretty easily.
I feel like he could actually just run Bubbles down right now and pounding a lot of damage. Probably only get 2 auto attacks off because Bubbles has boots, and he's taking a lot of damage himself. Maybe gonna have to pop the potion here pretty soon. I'd like to see Hankster be able to get some boots, because if he ever does catch Bubbles without a Shell Surf, might be able to just get a kill at that point.
It could be. So we have Tempest back in his own woods. He should be fine. A very slow start, but it is Tempest. He can recover pretty fast. It only takes about 4 to 5 minutes to get level 6. But he did level... Oh, never mind. I thought he leveled stun. They really want to get a kill in this middle lane, putting a lot of resources here.
Top lane, Endkindler is going to drop. That's a hasted Pharaoh helping out Haxer and gets the last hit. Middle lane, they're diving onto a Luna, so Minets is going to go down, and Impunity picks up their first kill. A 1-for-1 trade, but Haxer getting a kill onto that solo is definitely a better trade.
Yeah, and that's definitely gonna give Haxer what he needs to take this lane 100%. Bubbles was still hanging in there, but now that he's gonna get his life tube, most likely, he's not gonna get harassed out of lane.
Oh, absolutely. I wanted to see the boots from him, but doesn't need to get those anymore. Meanwhile, Shiyu is back in the jungle, like you said, but unfortunately for him, Engineer, being played by Fitsky, is still just harassing. Used 2 spells, was able to pick up 3 of the elementals there, and then forced Shiyu off the wave once again. So still setting a level 3 Tempest 5.5 minutes into this game. This is normally where you would like to see a level 6 Tempest already, and unfortunately this start for him has been just abysmal.
Pharaoh's manning up on this rally in the middle lane.
Yeah, unfortunately he's dragging the creeps a little bit too much, so the Hellfire not doing a whole lot. And Rally actually has a Compel, gonna use it. The Thunder Blast goes out, and no Ice Imprisonment just yet. There it is, and Pharaoh will go down. Miss Air picking up the last hit, so Kiddo and Miss Air living life on the edge, but they get the kill into Novi Pirat.
Zai might have been a little bit better off using his hook earlier just to get the creeps all killed, so his Hellfire would do more damage. But I'm not sure if that's a misplay or him just thinking he would live, but in the end he does fall, and a nice kill for Rally.
Yeah, definitely. Tempest is middle as well, so they're looking to at least put some pressure on this tower. Engineer shows up to help mount a defense, and Pharaoh is there, has the Tormented Soul to try to clean up one of the elementals, and will do so. But Tempest rotates back into the jungle, and he is actually completely out of mana at this point. The courier is bringing him the mana ring as well as a couple of mana potions, so that's going to help. Middle lane, Rally has to compel backward. They're going to be taking some pressure, but the aggression just doesn't stop in this game. Bottom lane, Predator is likely going to be walked down by Flux. There's the pull in, and Predator will drop. Limp just 100-0, walking that Predator down.
Yeah, they really need to get this Predator, like, they need to gank this Flux, but can they gank the Flux? Do they have the resources? They'd have to pull Kiddo into the bottom lane. Is that worth it? You know, that's a question they have to decide, but somehow they have to get this Predator farm.
And if they are looking to gank him, I mean, they need to do so quickly. If Flux picks up a Mystic Vestments here, I dare say they probably don't have the burst damage to actually take him down in any reasonable amount of time without putting themselves in a terrible position to be counter-ganked. He's already sitting on 1,200 life at 7 minutes in here, and that's one of the strengths of this hero, is just a ton of life.
Yeah, and I think to gank him, they'd have to use the Tempest Elemental Void. They'd have to have a Rally, Predator, and maybe even Glacius. I think it would require at least three or four heroes to get a clean kill with no counter kills.
And he'd have to be out of position, because if he's anywhere near that tower, he will survive long enough for multiple TPs to come in and for sGeu to turn it around with a hero like that Pharaoh.
At least Predator is level 6. That will allow him to farm the jungle with his ultimate, making it a little bit easier to kill creeps, and hopefully he can get the recovery he needs, but right now he's 200 gold per minute underneath this mage beam.
Yeah, and that's the really big deal right now, is Haxrin sitting at 320 gold per minute. Limp down there at 400 is great, but Haxrin's just
a little bit of a man fight in the middle lane, but Rally will just use the compel to get out.
Yeah, so with that compel on cooldown, Pharaoh, not going to be worried at all. He did go Ghost Marches, which is not the common build that we see on Pharaoh. Definitely a more aggressive type build, and giving him some additional mobility. What do you think about that?
The main negative about this is without a bottle charge, if he's porting to a tower, he does actually not have mana to use all of his spells.
Yeah, and Pharaoh, definitely a hero that does thrive on that. And the haste going to be activated as he sips the bottle charge. Was looking for an angle on somebody, but 4 heroes here in the middle lane are going to attempt to push this tower and try to gain back some resources. Predators in the jungle. Haxrin is free farming top with the assistance of Minets, actually stacking the pull camp. And this is a lot of time being spent by the Legion team. They have to secure this tower, otherwise they are losing out on a lot of resources in other lanes.
How many teleports? Okay, so they have 2 heroes mid, they have 1 teleport on Flux. Now this tower's dead. So, good move by Impunity, getting a free tower, losing a little bit of farm in the lanes, but if they can defend top, a lot of EXP, don't let them get the tower, they should be fine.
Oh, middle lane, actually, Rally is going to get just a little bit caught out here. He's going for Engineer, and Fitsky will go down, and see you later, Zai. So 900 HP Pharaoh gets taken out very quickly by a Seismic Slam. They're going to attempt to convert this into a second tower mid. They are going to trade top for it, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to finish this tower in middle lane, so it's great that they got those kills, but afterward losing that tower is kind of unfortunate.
I think 2 for 1 is definitely worth it at this stage of the game for a tower kill. They did get a fair amount of damage on this mid tower. If they had another teleport on a hero, they probably could defend it top, but they did not, so you know, they got 2 kills for a tower and did some tower damage, so about a little bit in their favor, but pretty even.
Oh, Wrath of the Pharaoh catching out Miss Air here. The Ward of Sight from Fitsky helping Zai to set up that kill. Smackdown
Top
coming
lane,
in,
Mage Bane, is he okay?
There's the
yeah,
compel,
he'll be fine.
and
or not.
Nah.
Wow, they did that really nicely. I didn't realize the Soul Surf was not used yet.
Yeah, very, very well played. And Haxrin, you could see him trying to squeeze around the side of that kelp field, trying not to break it, but does eventually go down. And just like that, Impunity is getting a few hero kills. One of the bigger problems is 11 minutes in, though. Flux is sitting on 1,300 HP, Mystic Vestments, Power Supply, and a Portal Key.
But do they have the follow-up? I mean, this Pharaoh, yeah, he has the hook, but he's not that tanky. He went the Ghost Marchers. He doesn't have vestments. He doesn't have a mana battery. He only sitting on 950 HP. Like their follow up is still a little lacking. They do need to get some more farm on the supports. They're only level 4. If they can get the red power throw on a Luna, it'd be really helpful.
Yeah, they need to allocate some farm and experience time to the Engineer and the Luna and make sure that they are hitting level 6. Flex is trying to team up with Luna in the bottom lane. They want to kill into Predator, but unfortunately Pred just a little bit too far back. The power throw trying to scout him out and cut down some trees. That's not going to happen.
So,
still at 128 gold per minute. No recovery so far on him.
yeah, you know, Impunity have done a good job this game of putting pressure on the other lanes, even though they recognize that'd be a little bit too difficult trying to help the Predator out. But I think at this point they should put a lot of resources into him getting good farm. And that starts with getting some kills on this Flux in this bottom lane. They have no vision protecting him. If they can just get the jump on him, maybe they can get a kill.
It's a possibility. I'd like to see Pred actually try to static farm the wave top, but Bubbles is up there and the wave is actually going to... Maybe it's not going to push out actually. So Pred might be able to get some static farm up top and maybe finish up the first item.
How many teleports are they working with on the Hellborn side? Because it looks like they want to go for this dive. And it's only Mage Bane right now. And Pharaoh's remotely close in the middle lane.
Yeah, Pharaoh could be over there in a matter of about 10 seconds. But Engineer definitely stranded in the top lane for now. Fitsky does actually want to set up a kill here. The keg is going to go out, misses onto Bubbles though. Flux going to jump in, uses the discharge.
Nope.
And silence is going to be enough, so the count field going to be used as well. And there's tower bottom.
That should be a free tower bottom.
Yeah,
I can't see them putting up a defense.
Raleigh going to use the compel, and the Hellborn's response is going to be trying to counter push this top tier 2 tower. So trading a tier 2 for a tier 1 would be a great response, but I'm not convinced they're going to be able to get that. TP here on Bubbles, Tempest, Predator, and Glacius, but Pred is very low on HP, so he's not going to be useful to try to defend.
Right now it's actually looking to be a 1-for-1 trade. Do they have the glyph? Okay, if they have the glyph, they should be able to get back, port back, and defend this tower.
And we'll keep an eye on it. No glyph. TP comes in.
Oh,
Energy field is going to be used, and Bubbles is now dead. That was a huge mistake here from Kindler. Oh, and bottom lane, Shuyu goes down on the Tempest. Oh, a couple very, very big mistakes from Impunity.
Yeah, not exactly what they needed right now. Those couple mistakes will put a 5,000 gold deficit from what was a little bit more even. But it's not too far reach. They just need to get some farm on this Predator. Their other heroes are doing fairly well.
Middle lane rally is going to get caught out here by Flux and Pharaoh. Glacius has arrived. There's a keg going to hit too. Glacius going to go down. The pullback on Rally. Seismic Slam not going to happen. And sipping on a regen gets the Seismic Slam and Compel into 2. Bubbles turns this one around. Down goes Engineer and Flux. Pharaoh now going to have to run away. Holy crap. Kiddo showing he knows how to play this hero.
And that was a huge man up, and it paid off. What was that? 2-for-1? Yeah, Glacius went down.
Very, very well done. So making a little bit of inroads back into this game. Not bad, not bad. Well played by our Southeast Asian superstar. But both teams now going to go ahead and take this back into a little bit more passive of an area. Predator is working on an Elder Parasite first, it looks like, which is extremely odd.
Maybe they want to just get some fights going, but it really depends how they want to take this. Do they want to have him recover? I mean, they chose, really. He could have gone for Midas and tried to recover in a farm game, but it looks like they want to just take some fights, and you know how you do that is get Elder Parasite, get the Steam Boots, get the Instantaneous going.
Bottom lane, Flux is here with Engineer. They're going to go on to Glacius, and they'll be able to finish off Glacius in a matter of seconds. Miss Air going to take the 3rd death of the game. Predator is showing here in the bottom lane, and you can tell Flux really wants to go on him. Will they be able to make this happen? I don't know. They have the assistance of Tempest and Bubbles, and there's an Astrolabe on Tempest, so this could be a pretty decent fight for Impunity if they bait this correctly, but Bubbles and Tempest are revealed by a Ward of Sight. Nice job from Fitsky covering their flank.
Yeah, right now they have some pretty good vision. They have wait, there might be some
Oh,
action
Bubbles is
here.
coming in. There's the energy field onto 3 right here. Tempest is going to drop immediately. Bubbles taking a lot of damage. He is able to make it out of the energy field. Gets the count field onto 3. There's the Compel Seismic Slam to finish off Engineer. Flux going to be trying to get away the Glacial Downpour and Ice Imprisonment, though. Flux is going to die. Predator gets killed. Man up by Flux. Luna gonna go down. Wrath of the Pharaoh connects onto Bubbles. Gonna drop as well. It's now a man fight one-on-one here as Rally pushes himself away. Pharaoh gonna man up with the Hellfire. They are just gonna go ahead and beat on each other. Pharaoh walks away now. Meanwhile, Haxerin free farming the top lane. 407 gold per minute. And I'm sure sGeu is perfectly content to make that trade.
The trade wasn't that bad in terms of team versus team. But the big picture here is that Predator died. He didn't get any gold there, where the Mage Bane was just free farming away, taking their Ancients, pushing the lane. So now he's gonna go back to the jungle, and that's what's important in this game: the Predator versus the Mage Bane battle.
Yeah, and right now Haxerin is leaps and bounds ahead, 3 times the amount of farm that the Predator has. 17 minutes in with not only the Rune Cleaver, Iron Shield, and Steam Boots, but an additional 1,000 gold as he picks up the Hungry Spirit. Going to be on his way toward an Abyssal Skull, most likely, which is just going to improve his ability to farm even more. Make sure that, more importantly, he's always going to have the health and mana to be participating in team fights in case somebody does get dove.
And you were mentioning it, but that lane ward on the side by Fitsky was what set that up. And if they didn't have that, Tempest probably would have caught them off guard and probably landed a decent 2-man ultimate there.
Yeah, it could have been a completely different picture, but we saw the Flex NG combo, the Perplex, the Silence, the damage, the Purge, all of that coming into effect. Middle lane, Rally has picked up a portal key here.
I don't think he's is he spotted by that ward? I don't think he is. You think he is?
I think he is.
They did back off, and we'll just have to see. Okay, they're just gonna back. He's gonna back. He might go top, but he is spotted by this ward, and he's teleporting bottom. Oh, the glyph.
Oh, Tempest is actually going to get caught by a Wrath of the Pharaoh up top. They are leaving him for dead. Tempest goes down. The TP from Bubbles into bottom, trying to catch Luna. Will use the Kelp Field to break a TP here, so Luna goes down. The tower drops, though, does get denied. Energy Field going to be used, but Predator is going to clean up a kill onto Fitsky here. Actually, Endkindler going to snag that one.
They should have tried to give that gold to Predator. He needs every ounce of gold he can get. Oh, and the push in the middle lane, and they're going to get the tower. So, pretty good trade of events for sGeu. 1 tower tonight, it's whatever.
They're going to catch right here. The Compel was available, but Rally a little bit hesitant to use it with that wall of mummies down. Could have been some crazy interaction between those.
But anyways, what I was getting at is the tower deny at this stage of the game, it's more about the map control, and sGeu will take that trade. They would have liked the tower kill, but you get what you get sometimes, and they get the middle tower, and they kill the Tempest, which will be a very core hero for Impunity taking this game. So they're kind of keeping him down, 240 gold per minute right now.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job, and I want to point out, I don't know if you caught that in the top lane, but Tempest and Bubble started the TP bottom. They really wanted to go for the counter kills down there and try to defend that tower. But Tempest actually TP'd right next to Creeps and got ulted by Pharaoh. Bubbles did not cancel the TP, wanted to keep going. And at that point, Shuyi was just left out for dead. 0-3 and 3 so far on Tempest. And he hasn't gotten to use an ult once yet. 20 minutes into this game. That's a very big deal.
Yeah, Shuyu's been caught out a little bit. Some his mistakes, some just great warding and great play by sGeu. And they're just going to step it up a little bit this game if they want to take this game away.
Good counter ward coming in from Fitsky with the cover from Zai. Speaking of Zai, he finished up his Staff of the Masters. Going to be his first item here, and I don't necessarily mind this at all. It's actually going to give him a repeated opportunity to use the Wrath of the Pharaoh to try to interrupt Tempest ultimates, and perhaps more importantly, to stun Predator through the Stone Skin.
I have mixed feelings about this. It depends if you're gonna get an opportunity to use the second Return of the Pharaoh or second ult on Pharaoh in the fight. Because, he went to Ghost Marchers, he doesn't really have any more build-up items, he doesn't have magic armor. I don't really think he's going to get a second ultimate off in team fights, and if you don't get that off, it's a waste of 4,000 gold for the most part. And a free Conquer kill for this Mage Main.
Yeah, Mage Main and Pharaoh just absolutely annihilated Kongor with the Abyssal Skull and with the Hellfire. Neither of them really took any damage. They were life-stealing more than they were taking. An easy Kongor token of life here onto Haxrin, who's at 500 GPM after clearing up these creeps. Firebrand going to be picked up. There's a Shrunken Head onto Flux. Top tower drops in favor of the Legion team, and I want to say I just saw a Warhammer, but I didn't see who it was on here for the Legion team.
Maybe Predator. I guess he could be going for Shield Breaker.
Yeah.
And we have Haxorn cleaning out the Legion jungle. It's pretty huge. He's gonna go clean this jungle out, then probably go back to top lane.
It's still taking a rather considerable amount of damage from these creeps. Doesn't quite have the lifesteal to keep himself at 100% when dealing with triple stacks just yet. And Predator did just pick up a Steam Staff, so going to be on his way toward Insanitarius. I'm still not sure. I could be crazy here. Maybe I didn't actually see a Warhammer. Am I insane right now, Sender?
I don't know. Look at this top lane. If Haxorn comes up here, you have Kiddo and Enkindler waiting to set up. They just gotta be a little bit more patient, and they will get rewarded with probably a token kill.
And Mageman is going to keep on flashing around, killing these creeps. And he's going to actually just stay in the jungle for now, and Rally will back off. So just not patient enough. He'll probably be up there in about 20 seconds. Oh, no. He's actually just not going to do it. Great job by Haxor and good map awareness. Just kidding. Was he spotted out by this ward?
Flash is up now.
Oh, there's the silence, though. And Capel is going to be used. There's the Shell Surf. Oh, the
nice
good Flux ultimate. Very, very well done.
They need to get out. They need to get out right now.
He does not have a portal key for 5 seconds. Mageman going to put a stop to that. Going to start to mana burn here. Another red power throw comes in. There's the Compel. Oh, but the turret going to put an interrupt on it as well. There's the Keg, sending him out, and that will be the end for Kiddo. His first death of the game. Haxorn picks up 473 gold, and that was all set up by Flux. Limp, saving his teammate's life and making a big turnaround happen. Middle lane, the red power throw will connect. Glacius drops. That's the power of a level 11 Aluna with double red power throws.
It was a great play, or it was a great attempt by Impunity, but it just didn't work out for them. Great plays by Limp. And right now, they're probably going to lose the middle tier 2 tower for free, and they probably won't lose much more than that, however. Nice lane ward top by Fitz. It's going to be really hard for a gank to be caught out in the Hellborn jungle for the next 6 minutes. This lane ward will pretty much see everything coming, all map movements into their woods.
Yeah, not bad at all. The middle tower does drop, leaving 1 tower outside of the base left on the board here for the Legion team. There was the Warhammer. Tempest actually picked it up. Went Warhammer first, then Mighty Blade. On the way towards.
Not wanting to waste gold. It's not like they're really team fighting right now. He just wants to get the Shrunken Head as soon as possible. He doesn't want to lose gold if he dies.
Yeah, no problem with that whatsoever. And now about 1,000 gold away from that Shrunken Head, which will be relatively big. Of course, it can be interrupted by Pharaoh, and with that Staff of the Masters, he's almost always going to have that up.
And one thing to note, it's kind of hard to position your hero playing against Flux. You have to be close enough where you can actually get your ultimate off, but not get perplexed. So it's kind of a hard tango. And if he doesn't do perfectly, I'm afraid his team just won't have what it takes to win a team fight.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult. And top lane Predator is farming. He's just actually going to clean up some illusions. Almost got the Insanitaries finished up, but if you take a look at his items, Elder Parasite, Steam Boots, and Sanitaries, this is what you want to see at Predator have at maybe like 14 minutes into the game. Maybe 12 minutes into the game.
Not what?
Yeah,
no, I think
absolutely.
You think you can get it that
I'm
much?
so rich, all the time. Okay, maybe I'll give you 16 minutes.
Yeah, 16 or 18 minutes. Also depending on Midas and hero kills, but
yeah, very true. Okay, all right. I said a little bit too fast there. Sender's got my back though, and there's the Insanitaries. So Brett definitely behind schedule, sitting at 250 gold per minute. if he was at 500 gold per minute, he would have had that in 13 minutes. Right?
That's some good math you got there, Beef.
Right? Is my math pretty good? I think it is.
I don't see any faults in your
TP's
math.
coming in here in the bottom lane. Tempest has shown up. The Rack's going to drop very, very quickly to this Geobane Magebane. The tower's already dead. Middle tier 2 tower goes down. Predator has no TP though. This is gonna be free racks. Just kidding. Bubbles gets in there, big initiation, but not able to get the kelp field off. Rowley not able to get the seismic slam. Rowley goes down. Glacia's gonna come in from the flank. He gets Wrath of the Pharaoh, taken out by a power throw in the auto attacks. Predator gonna go in right here. He has 1 on 5, and I have no clue what Lady Ricardo's doing. There's the Elemental Void gonna be used, but isn't gonna be enough. Bubbles bought back with the kelp field here. The only death for the Hellborn team is no one. Predator is gonna be able to take out Flux, but he is going to drop a genocide in favor, and that's it. Vote to concede goes up. GG well played's come out, and sGeu takes the first game in 27 minutes.
Yeah, you know, Impunity just went all in there. They just gave it their best, and unfortunately, just a little bit too much gold disparity. If maybe they had a little bit better game going, they could have taken that fight. But in the end, sGeu giving us a great showing. Pretty nice draft, and some great plays altogether.
And it certainly worked out, and I know I was talking with you right before this match actually and saying, hey, I am really looking forward to this one. I think that if Impunity doesn't choke and sGeu doesn't play absolutely perfect, we could have a real match on our hands. Right there, though, sGeu playing as damn near perfect as can be.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think that game was pretty much just Predator got shut down, and Hacks turned a fairly good start. But, you know, Kiddo was making quite a few plays, and Bubbles was making some action. It wasn't a total stomp. They did actually, they were proactive. It's just, and they were just starting to, the game was just slipping away from them, and then one team fight, and it was over.
Yeah, it didn't work out too hot. All right, guys. Well, we are going to go into game number 2 here in just a minute. Of course, our best of 3 going to continue, and now we have to see, is Impunity going to be able to force game number 3, or will sGeu advance into the top 4 with a 2-0 victory? Stay tuned right now to Colecast and find out. Beef Sender and sGeu versus Impunity. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.